Hello, what do you do for a living? I am an administrator in charge of discipline at an inner-city high school. I would think that being an administrator of discipline at an inner-city high school must be difficult at times. Yes, it can be difficult. Sometimes I have to get up out of my seat and leave my office because teachers are not doing discipline correctly. So if a student is acting up in class, do you go and assist the teacher in dealing with that student? Of course not. My job is to tell the teacher what they are doing wrong in front of the students and then tell them what the PBIS steps are. So what was the last thing a teacher asked you for help with? The last teacher that asked for help was not doing discipline correctly, called me to her room because a student used profanity towards her. So you went to the room to remove the student in question? No, I went to the room and asked the teacher in front of the students if she actually saw the student say what she claims the student said. So you questioned the teacher in front of the students, thereby undermining her authority in front of the students that she has to see every day about seeing what a student said. This teacher, like so many, do not understand the PBIS steps. So what exactly are the PBIS steps, and do you even know what PBIS stands for? PBIS is a program that allows administrators in charge of discipline like myself to delegate out parts of the job that I am supposed to be doing. In other words, teachers no longer send out students to my office if they are behavioral issues such as using profanity towards the teacher. So can you explain the PBIS steps to me, as you as a nouveau administrator understand them? The first PBIS step is that teachers now do the discipline that I used to do. It is their responsibility to stop everything in the class and pull the student aside and counsel them. That is interesting. So it is the teacher's responsibility to the job that you are being paid to do. No, my job is to tell them what they are doing wrong and what the PBIS steps are. The second PBIS step is to give out rewards such as candy or a free homework pass to the students when they don't misbehave as much as the day before, and to put their name into a raffle so they have a chance to win a gift card somewhere. This also helps build up their self-esteem. But isn't earning a good grade and knowing they are being prepared for the future a good enough reward? Not to mention that earning a good grade is also a way for a student to build up self-esteem. No, that is the old way of thinking and not the PBIS way. This is why my job is so important. Students need to be constantly rewarded so they know they are doing a good job. The third PBIS step is that teachers should keep a 5-to-1 comment ratio. What is a 5-to-1 comment ratio, and are teachers really expected to keep track at all times? Yes, they are expected to keep track of their 5 positive comments for every 1 negative comment. The last teacher I observed did not keep this ratio during my 1-hour observation, so I had to write him up on missing this. So you and other revolving door administrators, or RADs as you are now becoming known as, really think that these 3 steps are all that PBIS is about? Exactly. That is why I am paid over $100,000 per year to make sure that teachers understand the PBIS steps. And because teachers no longer send students to my office, the number of referrals have gone down, showing that I am doing a very good job at discipline. You should do more research on positive behavioral intervention and supports, or PBIS. It is a much more complicated structure and actually requires you as an administrator to do more than give out rewards, tell teachers that it is now their job to do discipline and keep track of comment ratios. Someone has to tell teachers like the one I mentioned how to handle that situation. She should have stopped everything and taken that student outside and counseled that student while the other 30+ students in the class wait for their return. So let me get this straight. You want a teacher to stop everything they are doing and take a student outside and counsel them while the rest of the students wait for their return. Why don't you just remove the student from the classroom so that the teacher can actually, wait for it, teach? Because every student has a right to learn, and if I remove the student from the class that used profanity towards the teacher, then I am removing that student's right to learn. Besides, the student in only acting up because they are bored. If the teacher did a better job, then that student would not be bored and would not act up and use profanity. I read that somewhere on the internets. But doesn't the teacher having to stop everything to take the student out because they are bored and counsel them impede upon that very right of which you just spoke of for the rest of the students in the class? If I remove the student from the class, then I would have to fill out paperwork, and this job just is not worth it. But don't you get paid over 6 figures to do this job? Yes, but it is not worth it. This district only pays $105,000 for the job that I am doing right now, while other districts in the area are paying $120,000 for the same job. Yes, he actually said that to me. He really did say that. It doesn't sound like you earn the money that you are making right now. Are you not worried that someone will see what you do, or should I say don't do, and fire you? Not at all. You see, the new superintendent of the district and I have been friends for a long time. This is why I have this job. So as long as the superintendent is here, I will have my six-figure job of telling teachers what the PBIS steps are. Oh, good grief.